drink that, I'm going to punch you in the stomach.
Water? You don't like to drink water?
No.
Oh, don't do it.
What are you doing
Ari,
now?
don't piss in that. Go to the bathroom.
I will.
Go to the bathroom.
Guys, I don't want to
Ari,
waste
come
it.
on.
Jesus
Christ, dude.
What the fuck?
What happened? You bought
really,
one. Ew, your piss is so yellow.
It's really leveled up.
So unnecessary.
Ew,
You're so
man.
unhydrated. You gotta top it off. He's topping it off like we're at a gas station.
Why
I
are you
hope
doing
you get
this?
There's been an ideological capture of colleges, and Yuri Bezmenov, the former KGB guy when he defected, he talked about this like.
Have you ever listened to Ethan Klein? You leave with nothing. You leave empty-handed, completely empty-handed. You leave worse off than when you came. You have nothing new to tell anybody. It could be 100 degrees, but the humidity is very low and it's not hot. It could be 80 degrees with high humidity and it's too hot to even open the door.
A man sits down next to me, throws his backpack like a bomb, slaughters all my silence like a war. I pretend that I'm not.
Here's the thing. We were just talking about this because Stavros was on my podcast. Stavros.
Stavros.
I'm not shaken, staring into blank.
Stavros, he calls him Stavros, okay? Stavros, which is what everyone calls him, which is what he calls himself, which is what it is. Joe accidentally called him, like I have many times in the past, before I got to know him. Stavros was just sitting across from Joe the other day, where Joe pretended to love him. They've met each other many times. He's performed at the mothership many times. They've spoken for hours and hours and hours on end. They are good friends. Joe called him Stavros. And watch him try to explain this one away. Not only does he mess up, call him the wrong name, that's the name I used to call him too. But he tries to deceitfully get out of it. I've never seen a cover-up of this sort. Wait till you see the spin that he tries to put on his screw-up to get out of this one.
Biden, me and him and Biden.
That's fun.
I would love to see you do
Hilarious.
it and still fuck around.
We were just talking about this because Stavros was on my podcast. Stavros. Podcast.
Ro-
Yeah.
How do you say it right?
Stavros.
You know.
But do you say Rose or you say Stavros?
Stavros.
Maybe if you're...
Do you pronounce the rose, or maybe it's kind of like...
We're just talking about this because Stavros was on my podcast. Stavros. Podcast. Stavros.
Yeah.
How do you say it right?
Stavros.
Right, but do you say Rose? So you say Stavros. Don't they say it like they
Stavros?
they don't
know.
say
They don't say
Stavros.
shit.
Stavros.
This reminds me of a time where a kid, I was in like 3rd grade, and he wrote, I like to play sports a lot. And he spelled it A-L-O-T, one word. And the teacher goes, I'm sorry, those are 2 separate words. And the kid, his name was Frank, he goes, maybe they could be a little closer together, though? So she goes, no, it's not a lot, it's a lot. He goes, but maybe it could be a little closer together. Like, 50,
That's cute.
That's what Joe is trying to pull off right now. He's going, yeah, but it's like Stavos. Like, you don't pronounce, it's like Eros, right? Like, he's really trying to pull a fast one. He knows that's not the case. Watch him again try to get out of this one.
Is it flattering that he wanted you to do the RNC, or what did he want? The debates?
debates.
Oh, he wanted me to have a debate with Biden, me and him and Biden.
That's fun.
I would love to see you do
hilarious.
it and still fuck around.
Here's the thing. We were just talking about this because Stavros was on my podcast. Stavros. Podcast. Stavros. Podcast. How do you say it right? Podcast.
Stavros.
Right, but do you say roast?
Stavros.
Right, but do you say roast?
Stavros.
So you say Stavros. Stavros. Stavros.
Just say Stavros.
Just say Stavros. Shane's a bully to Joe. Just say Stavros. Enough with the shit.
It's getting great.
I mean, Joe, what are you trying to pull here? You forgot the guy's name. You have no respect. And you know why? Because you got no business being around these kids. You're trying to be this hero of all the comedians and be in all of their lives. You can't. You know how Mark and Joe have this?
They're at odds often.
Yeah, they really are at odds, and Mark will make these jokes that go over Joe's head, and then they've been famously reported and covered, and it's kind of Joe's kind of like,
Joe doesn't really like Mark's puns.
It's a running
joke. Frustrated when they all start riffing.
Yeah, and he doesn't get the jokes, and they go over his head, he gets mad, and he's been, mocked and humiliated online for this. Well, let's see what happens here, and we'll try to figure it out.
For a second, I was like, wait, am I wrong about that? There was one, right?
I think there was. Yeah.
China needs to
Bro,
hack
if that
those.
one doesn't go as planned, you're dickless and sad. You're dickless and sad, and everybody beats you up. If it's just like a
Smoke going off to your
firecracker.
pants.
Sounds like my high school.
Okay, all of a sudden. So no one else is really laughing. He goes, you would end up, what, dickless?
And sad.
You would end up dickless and sad if a bomb blew up in your underwear as an airplane terrorist, okay? And then Mark says what, Jules?
Mark says, that's like me in high school.
Like me in high school. No one else laughs. Everyone's like, okay. But Joe dies laughing for the first time at one of Mark Norman's jokes, almost as if he's trying to prove that he gets Norman's jokes. The only other option here is that he hates Norman so much that he's actually laughing like a hyena because he's picturing Mark being a dickless loser. That's really funny to him. I'm not sure.
Sad, the Mark Norman story.
Dickless and sad, and everybody wants to beat you up. Oh my
You
God.
like that, huh?
Oh my God, that's funny.
Really?
Why?
Why is that so funny?
Catching fire and then,
it just blows up.
and then a bunch of patriots beating the shit out
Like
of
if it's
Even
rap.
so, Mark kind of knows. You'll see. Mark kind of knows. He's like, is Joe fucking with me here? Why is he all of a sudden laughing at me being a dickless loser? He doesn't laugh at anything I say. And now he's laughing at dickless loser. What is going on? Well, Mark is going to strike back. Yes. And Mark, I don't know if anyone's covered this yet. This is big. Joe. What do people say about Joe Rogan? Joe Rogan is 5'3". They had a skywriter write that in the air. Now, the only one who doesn't really like Joe Rogan short jokes is Joe himself. Joe still does not want to believe he's short, okay? He works out every day to widen, because if he can't be tall, he's going to be wide. Right? We've seen a lot of short guys, like Substance does this, Aaron Berg does this, a lot of guys, the Oppenheim twins, if they can't be tall, they're going to be wide, which actually shortens them to the naked eye. They look shorter and stupider. When Joe Rogan was on news radio and all these shows, and when he had hair, we never thought of him as a short guy. No one did. And they shimmy, they don't walk. That's what happens when you widen as a short person. You actually get far more bizarre looking, and you do a little shimmy. So Joe Rogan don't like height stuff.
Disrespectful.
Okay, so Joe's all high and stupid. He goes, how weird is bending your knees disrespectful? Which doesn't make sense. How weird is bending your knees disrespectful? This is what he said. And they're going, what? What? Bending your knee? Listen.
Some ways.
Respectful.
Or it somehow or another compromises you.
So even when you're
Knees.
dead, you're still making somebody in the future have to adjust for you.
Yeah.
Boy,
That's pretty sick.
That's weird. It doesn't bother
Bitch
me at
behavior.
all.
No, of course you wouldn't.
Well, you're 4'8".
Yeah.
Yeah, but even
He
if I
never
was
bends
10
over.
feet tall,
What did you just say? Let's catch that again.
it compromises you.
Well, the
Oh,
bow.
right.
You're
Bending-
disrespected. To
Yeah, I get it though.
Bending
Even when
your
you're dead,
knees.
you're
Listen
still making
closely.
somebody in the future have to adjust for you.
Yeah.
Boy,
That's
that
pretty
doesn't-
sick.
That's weird. It doesn't bother
Bitch
me at
behavior.
all.
No, of course you wouldn't.
Well, you're 4'8".
He never-
You're 4'8", says Mark. And what does Joe do? Look at Joe's face. Yeah, but Joe couldn't fucking believe. This is what Joe did. Did he just say that shit? Did he just say that fucking shit? Just talk. Pretend you didn't hear that.
That's the lowest height he's ever
Nobody
been accused of.
and especially from Mark Norman, this guy that you've never understood why anyone likes him. And he calls you 4'8" to your face, and then you come up with this big excuse.
Bends
10
over.
feet tall. I
He's like,
wouldn't
what?
mind
Why
bending
would you
over.
bend over?
That is true. I rarely have to duck.
He won't look at
Just
it.
suck it up, guys.
I just wouldn't understand why anyone would give a shit.
Let's see if he ever looks at him.
Yeah.
Oh, is he peering over at Mark yet?
Adolf Hitler.
Oh! He didn't want to look at Mark until he could compose himself. He heard Mark say 4'8", and he went like this. When he was ready. And look at this face that he's making. Look how mad he is. See this? He can't believe somebody would step to him like that. He just can't believe it.
Jesus, Ari.
It was for the.
That's not necessary as a grown adult. Okay, from now on, do me a favor and just go to the bathroom.
Oh, fair enough.
Did you piss on the floor a little bit?
No, not
Don't
at
lie.
all. No.
Come on, not even a dribble?
I don't stop.
Did you blot
Not
it on
at
your
all.
pants?
Not
How'd
at. You gotta imagine he didn't smoke weed though. He didn't even smoke weed.
Ari
Aw,
all of a sudden
man.
becomes a rapper.
Don't act like it's nothing.
Don't ruin the experience, dude.
Please stop.
I will stop. Shut up. Who cares?
Ari,
That's not a reason.
how belligerent he is.
Yeah.
Joke World would watch this and think it's four buddies getting along, huh? That Joke World don't know nothing.